What? Okay. I'm not sure if... Can you guys hear Nautilus? Do you hear Nautilus talking? I don't think Nautilus is... Okay, hold on 1 second. YouTube. Let me figure out... Wait, can you talk just for a little bit? Okay. Let me just do this. Okay. Let's try that. Speak again?
Call me Ishmael.
Okay. I think that's good. Maybe. Let me guys know if you can hear that or if I need to do something different. Hello, chatters. Okay. Word, they can hear. Ignore my chat. I promise you I was not healing my Torvo. I was testing Alio. You guys can start asking questions whenever you like. I'm just playing some pot, and I kind of just wanted to do a stream because I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the future of PTR and the rule changes and everything that we were wanting to do. Yeah, I'm on PTR right now. Should we be afraid of Torvo changes? I don't plan on changing Torvo anything crazy. However, I have a feeling that something happened to my hunger configs because I feel like I'm getting hungrier faster than I should be. What rule changes should we expect to see? Can you share any of the new stuff coming? I can. Hold on. So some of the stuff that's coming is we're actually going to be redoing our entire rule set, which sounds really intimidating and scary, especially since I'm sure a lot of you guys are really used to PTR rules as they're currently written. I promise you they're not going to be getting changed too much. We're still going to have the ground lines of, you know, the way that you initiate a challenge with your 3-call mock bites, you know, no victory call, anything like that. That sort of stuff is still going to be well and good. No worries about like the fundamentals of the server. However, we will be changing all of our rules to be a little bit more realism focused. So let me see if I can pull something up so I can give you an example. Because I'm excited. I personally feel like we are cooking. And I'm really excited for you guys to see everything that we've got planned. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure what to pick that'll be like the easiest to really show you what's going on. I'll try to think on it because I've got some of the rewritten rules up. When will neutrals be coming? Soon. We figured out what we're gonna do with the biome map, so it's really just about changing everything. How do you shrug off 2 gigas as an Apado? Because I've heard of 2 gigas dropping these giants very quickly. I have never played Apado in my life. I could not tell you.
If you play it correctly, you won't have to worry too terribly much. Apado is more than enough for 2 gigas. Assuming that you play right.
Yup. Is there anything planned with intimidation displays whatsoever? So, not necessarily like hardcore you must follow this intimidation display, because obviously we want people to be able to put their own flavor into their roleplay, just like you know, kind of how we made challenges and posturing mandatory. We want to see a lot more body language and acting from people instead of just rushing into an engagement first thing. So it won't really be anything like, you know, for Rex profile, you know how it's like completely outlined, you must do this certain way, or, you know, you can risk a penalty. For most creatures, we're not going to be doing anything like that. We do want to go through the profiles and kind of cut down on some of the more vague wording, like prefer, tend to, sometimes, stuff like that, and make them a little bit more set in stone. Just so people are more inclined to actually follow their creature's behavior instead of just like, oh yeah, this is my creature and I have like one mandatory behavior. Guys, don't worry, I'm not hunting the lambios. I can't because I'm not hungry, but Torvo loves to chase things. Yeah, I'm glad you like the mandatory posturing. I think it's definitely a really fun addition. I'm really excited for it. I know I'm going to be playing a lot of territorial species just because I really like territorial dinosaurs. They're my personal preference when I'm playing PTR, just because I like to kind of stick to one POI and see what comes through. I treat it like my home. So it's really awesome to... I think it's definitely a really good step for more immersive gameplay and roleplay rather than just, you know, fight all the time. Will we see more PvE content, sickness that actually affect us, weather events, etc.? So yeah, I definitely want to add more PvE content. That's why we gave you the sick command, where you can actually kind of see a visual sickness. I know it's not really working super great as intended right now. We're gonna be adding like more forest fires and stuff, more pop-up events. We're actually working on the creator mode save currently to kind of reflect some of the changes that we want to make on the server. I like PvE stuff. I definitely want there to be like more interactive plague events. I think the last one we had was super fun. I'd like to see another one happen, maybe a little bit more in depth than the last. Making it to where like sickness and stuff is mandatory, it's a lot of moderation. I know, ooh, there's a server that came out recently that's got some cool sick stuff. I think it's called like Anthrax or something. I think they've got some really cool systems, and I would like to maybe take some inspiration from some of the stuff that they've got and see if we can see what we can do, what we can't do. They're very hardcore about their dinosaurs and everything. We're not going to make it mandatory that you have to, you must roleplay sickness this exact way, but definitely would like to maybe, we're making some resource guides and some like realism guides, and we'll do a lot more video guides and everything that people can. Yeah, I've heard some cool stuff about them as well. I haven't gotten a chance to check it out yet, but they've got some cool stuff going on. They have I think they have some systems to where it's like, if you sleep, you can type a command to get a sleep buff, and I think that's cool. I wouldn't want to do anything like that on PTR because realistically there's nothing stopping you from just like typing the command in the middle of combat and getting a buff. But if it's not abused and everything, I think they're a little bit of a smaller community, so I think they've got a little bit of a tighter grip, but PTR is like 20k strong, so not really something that we can implement at the time. But with time, when we start to take more of a realistic approach with our server, and when we start to make these changes, ideally we'll be able to have a stronger grip on the server and what we want to do with it, so we can start doing some cool stuff like that. Any plans for Utah at all? Is that a question for me, or is that a question for Nautilus?
So if it's a question for me, I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah. If it's a question for me, kinda, but not. Oh my god. Wait. No sound? What do you mean? Can you guys hear my game?
We can hear you again.
Okay, I was about to say, what do you mean no sound? Maybe decrease POI growth instead of removing them. It's not that customizable, unfortunately. It's either you have it or you don't have it. I can't fully customize what it does. It's either quests or no quests, or POI growth, no POI growth. And I don't want to remove questing because I thought about it. I thought about keeping POI growth and like lowering, because I think the multiplier is based off of maybe the quest growth. I don't know if it's got its own multiplier or what. But I don't want to remove quests because you get items from questing. So if you choose to quest, you get stuff. We're gonna follow these Argents for a bit and see if we can find something around them. Will there be a relationship between Utah and Ostro, or Lurdu and Ostro? Not Utah and Ostro, probably Lurdu. Anyone hearing not much louder than me? Am I quiet? I can try to turn myself up maybe. Okay. Let me know if that's a little louder, if that's a little better for y'all. I don't know why Austria would have anything to do with Utah. Me neither. They're gonna have completely different niches. Austria might hang out in forests a little bit, but it's not like they're gonna be super inland, and they're not gonna really have any sort of fights or anything, so.
Just to answer that one question regarding skin mods, we don't really want to add skin mods to PTR on the premise that other modded groups aren't guaranteed to update with the game. If there were to be a skin mod added, it would be PT's own, on the premise that it's guaranteed. And the same thing with environmental disasters. We can't modify the map itself without having our own custom map.
Anything between ducks and ostros. I thought it would be kind of cute for ostros to try to like usher duck chicks out of the water and like take them away. But it's up to Stry and if she wants an interaction like that. Ostros Spino, maybe. I definitely want Oster to have a majority of its interactions with semi-aquatic playables because semi-aquatics don't get enough love on PTR. There's not a lot of interactions with them, and I don't really see semi-aquatics too much. So I'd like to see more with them for sure. Anything you'd like to share about what you'd like Microraptor to be like on PTR? I have my personal preference. I would like them to... I'm not the writer for it. I think Micro is going to Caesar, so it depends on what it has planned for the profile. I don't really know. I think it would be really cool to have it parasitic and try to feed off of like freshly born babies and eggs and corpses. Is that realistic at all? I don't know. I don't know anything about Microraptor, so. But I think it'd be cool to have a playable like that. These guys are in planes, so I can't hang out. What is the Ostro thing? Where are we seeing sneak peeks? I gave a pretty good rundown of Ostro profile last stream we had. What is something you're looking forward to in regards to upcoming changes? Alderon wise, I'm really looking forward to the long distance calls. I'm also really looking forward to the new critters, the aquatic critters. I think those will be fun. And then, oh, I think if you guys saw the update log that they were making, they're working on implementing like trees that you can knock over and stuff. That will be sick. I hope it's customizable. I hope we can make it to where if you knock a tree down, it'll stay there until restart, because we can use those as territory markers. For PTR, I'm looking forward to the rules to be completely rewritten and to be a little bit more realism focused. I think we've got a lot of rules, and while that's good on one hand, I think it can also be difficult for players to remember in the moment. So I'm working pretty hard on trimming those down a little bit. Yeah, world interactions will be great. Will be super, super great.
Something I want to try with Ostro is making our own custom food for Ostro, where you can just place it on the surface of water and it'll be like a fishing spot where it can wade for food.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. See if I can do the same thing for like trees for Argentopata. Anything in particular I'm excited about? Trying to think how I can... There's a lot of stuff I'm excited for, but not a lot I can share, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk in the direction of the Utahs. I don't plan on dying this stream, guys. Any plans on modifying Sachi behavior? Not really. Sachi's not really a profile that I've thought about working on in a while. Does lead already have a writer? Not that I'm sure of. Chances are it'll probably go to me. Not a lot of people enjoy writing aquatic profiles, but I think they're cool little guys. When can we expect commands like marks, pause to be fixed? They should be fixed.
Gojira, I don't really want this to be a PT stream. I do want the focus to be on PTR. So while I'll occasionally answer some questions, I don't really want this to be a focus on what PT is doing.
I'm not gonna lie, I think the marks command might be a little broken. I don't think that's the right deposit. Usually it'll show something different. Half of the PTR admins built like Polaro fleet. True. Built like a fridge.
Pretty athletic fridge.
Yeah,
Nice.
Polaro
Have you seen
is
the comparison?
crazy.
Have you seen the comparison between Polaro and Anna?
I think so.
It's funny the difference.
I'm not gonna lie. I see like a, what is it, a notosaur or like a whatever they are, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's Anki. I did. He's not got the little club on his tail, but he's whatever it is. Torvo's actually very. I really like solo Torvo. I've been playing a lot of Torvo recently. I think my proudest fight that I've had on Torvo was against 4 Ceratos, and I got them all on. They were all like 1 hit away from death, but I ended up dying. But it's okay, because I regrew. What type of funny stuff do you have on admin panel? You can see everyone. You can show name tags. You can turn on the species info. Oh, additional info just shows their Alderan. Oh, and it shows their platform. That's cool. You have the announcements. You have the weather, time of day, zoom. Whoa, I didn't know I could zoom in when I'm in game. That's crazy. And then you have spectator, and then you have creator mode if you go into spectator mode. I don't know what the Polaris profile is going to be like.
I believe Stry's working on it.
Yeah, Stry's writing it. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really look at the profiles much unless I'm writing them or unless I need to put input on them, like before they're released. Any plans for another community profile like Taco? Yeah, eventually I'd really like to do another one. I don't know what for, but definitely.
The big thing about community input is that half the time either people don't know what they want or they make popular decisions that aren't necessarily the best ones, if that makes sense. I'm sure if I were to give the balancing of Rets to the public, we would see the return of 90 damage, base bite with instant bone break and instant turning. It's not necessarily the best thing to run everything by the community, especially if you have a specific vision in mind.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. I don't know what's going on with the marks. I tried to look into it earlier. I think part of the issue is Popbot is registering marks not as a in-game sort of marks, but rather as like maybe Discord currency. So I'm still trying to mess around with it. If you do one quest, you should get plenty of marks, but I know how that can be a little frustrating because it's not very immersion. Any plans with Rex in its current state? Rex is getting a profile rewrite. I don't think any stat changes are planned for it.
Did you not make an announcement post for the stream?
I did. Well, I didn't ping events this time. I pinged the new streams ping.
Gotcha.
Which is totally cool. I like the smaller streams because then I can answer questions a little bit better, especially since I'm trying to play PTR as well. For nesting, could the old system be brought back at the moment they spawn on top of the nest, which is out of water, and since aquatic dry up fast, it's spooky? Do they really spawn on top of the nest?
They spawn on top of the nest, yeah.
Me when I get Alderon. Me when I fucking get you. Is it true you base your profiles off of warrior cats? I think the only profile that is anything similar to warrior cats would be maybe Taco, and that was a community
voted
profile. Yeah.
Yeah.
My profiles are Latin, Yoon, Sachi, Torvo, Dinon, and some other guys that I can't. I don't even remember my profiles off the top of my head. Thoughts on unisupremacy? Real and true. For species such as Camptos and Tacos, could they be given modded nests to give them burrows instead of nests?
Kel had an interest in doing a what's called a burrow for Taco, but the issue is that you still can't go underground. It would just be a mound, and then depending on how I set it up, you could just trap people by just placing it on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Distance calls are planned for modded playables once it's available to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pangea event was... I liked the Pangea event, but nobody played on it. We even tried to cut the map in half, and people didn't like it. Will we get a modded map on PTR for at least one server? When a modded map that has good mobile compatibility and good visuals comes out, I'd be down for it, for sure. I don't know, Renee, but... Slight profile differences for each Parasaurolophus species if we're successful in making them different sizes. God, that'd be awesome. I hope that the paras can be made different sizes.
Mm-hmm. So it depends on how testing goes with Clayton.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there'll be crazy profile different. Oh, look, it's the baby lamb. I'm gonna log out here. Panjura's quests are worse than Gondwa's. They're kind of insufferable. My only gripe about... I think Panjura is beautiful. I really like Panjura, and I think it's a really nice, immersive map. The only thing that I dislike about it is how big it is, and it's not really feasible to cut the map off each time. We managed it for the Panjura event, but I think that's because we kind of had lower population for the event, that the bot didn't break when we were trying to teleport everyone over. Because the issue that we ran into is people would still get teleported outside of the map border. I have to take this server down at restart because I need to fix the nesting stuff, because I guess it's a little bit broken. Any chance to look into YouTube chat mods? Usually I have staff be the mods. Well, I mean, I don't think I really ever had staff be mods, but staff could be mods on YouTube. I also don't really care what people are saying unless they're like gonna spit slurs or start like being super rude to somebody else, you know? Hey Vesper, speak of the devil. Pandora would be great with 200 people servers. I think Gondwa would be great with 200 people servers. I think Gondwa's even too big of a map for 100. There are chances where, or I mean, there's days where I walk around and I see nobody. What's wrong with the food config? Is there anything in particular? Hard to claim territory, maybe. Oh shoot. I gotta pause the server, hold on. Guys, PT Realism 1 had its era. It was doing good for the first, like, hour it was up for. And then wait, no, PT Realism 2 also ate the config. Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Okay, this should fix the server there. Starving most of hatchling and juvie critters weren't giving much. That's weird. So what I did was I did lower the stomachs of hatchling dinosaurs, and the purpose of that was so when people get nested in, they're not eating like an entire nest's worth of food. But it shouldn't make you starving all the time, but you do get hungry significantly faster. However, babies need to eat a lot of food, guys. But I tried to not make them like incredibly insufferable or anything. But I think, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think the update might have broke some of our config. So I'm still trying to figure everything out. If you have, like, if there's a bug report, if you notice something in game does not feel right, please make a ticket and ping me in it. And I'll take a look, because I really need to figure out what's going on. Yes, I picked the grub as my profile picture. Cliff's easy to fall off. I don't think that's a PTR issue, but that's kind of funny. Where's PT1? Why is this not going up?
Hey Knives, could you give me mod on the PTR account real quick?
You have to say something in chat, I think.
Period.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Need more guardrails on cliffs? Real. What is happening with my server 1? It's up, but it's like freaking out in the config. Huh. Whatever. Oh my god. Chat, do I want to play Stego or Torvo? I don't think I have an older config worming around. Oh, you guys all said Stego so late. Okay, we're getting on Stego. Any plans for neutral biomes? Will there be a noticeable difference in them versus a preferred? So for neutral, I think the agreed upon change, if I remember correctly, I could be misremembering, but what we want to do with neutrals is we're going to make them to... I think everybody in the hunting party needs to be hunting hunger instead of one person 25%, but I can't fully remember. Don't quote me on that. The stream is delayed slightly. Yeah, it's never gonna be a perfect 1-to-1. It's like 30 seconds late or something. Any planned changes to the reporting system? So not directly. We're never going to force people to talk stuff out. However, we are going to start cracking down on people who report for literally, like... I don't want to say no reason, because there's... If a rule break happened, of course. But if we open up the rule, or if we open up the report, and we see in the report that player A communicated with player B, and player B was... like accepting of the communication and they talked it out and they had a good conversation and player B knows what they did wrong, and let's say the rule isn't something egregious, like let's say let's say it's something like they're escorting and they escort like a little too close, or they cliff camp, but they cliff camp during a challenge, but they only cliff camp for like 10 seconds, you know? So like not super egregious, it's not super bad, but they decide to report anyway. At that point, we're going to either deny the report because they already know what they did wrong, or we're just going to give suggestions and say like, hey, you know, you learned, you made a mistake. There's no reason to really punish you for that mistake fully.
I swear, Red's clamp isn't functioning as intended, not picking up Utah, nothing in combat. So the way that clamp is set up for modded creatures right now is that it's a instance ability, and what that means is once you spawn in, you're given a clamp capacity. In order for rets in particular to get over that amount, you'll need to respawn, essentially. So relogging it when you're a full adult will give you the full clamp weight.
That's good to know. What would you say has been the most noticeable change since the biome rework, good or bad? I think it was a bad change that I've noticed. Is for the two forest biomes, dense forest and woodlands, I think in the moment it's too hard to noticeably tell the difference between the two. There have been several instances where I'm playing a creature that prefers, you know, woodlands but not dense forest, and I don't know if I can hunt or territory something out of my particular biome because I have to sit there and study the borders of the biome map, which wastes time. I lose my opportunity, and I'm like scared to break a rule in that instance. So I think the borders are a little too hard to distinguish at the moment. So we're making some changes to kind of correct that there. Can I ask why the change was being made, especially for species that care for each other in larger packs, would actively go out of the way to ensure hungry packmates are fed when the opportunity comes? Is that in regards to neutrals? I can't remember exactly what it is we're doing with neutrals. I can't guarantee that that's exactly what's changing with them. I think we're also making it to where you can't accept territory challenges in neutral biomes, just because you're supposed to be in your preferred more than the neutrals. Tactical Gamma is my favorite streamer for how she handles those COD lobbies. Shout out to Tactical Gamma. You're not the Suko profile writer, but I think there's a typo because it says there is no preferred terrestrial or aquatic biomes, but then it says that it dislikes deep saltwater. Not a typo. It just, you can go anywhere except for deep saltwater biomes. So it doesn't prefer anything. It's fine with everything. The only thing it dislikes is deep saltwater. Oh yeah, Phoenix, that's in regards to neutral biomes. So in preferred biomes you still only need one. In neutral, it's just everybody needs to have 25%. Yeah, that's what I mean, Katie. It's a little rough. It's a little rough the way it is. I know people have been struggling with it. I certainly have, so we're working on changing it. It just kind of, we're taking some time on it to figure out what exactly it is that we want to do with it. Guys, I want mud. I don't know where mud is. Why is Torvo in the title? Because I was playing Torvo. I can fix the title. I'll make it Stego. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I think I know why I've been responding to you guys a little bit slowly. My fault. Hold on. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know how to change my YouTube title. Oh, you know what? Oh shoot, I can hear myself. Turn that off. Okay. Settings, stream, video. This is why I'm not a streamer. I don't know how to I don't know how to change my title. It's okay though. What creatures with color dimorphism do you think need the most skins to increase variety the most? Oh, that's a good question. Stego. Oh shoot. Hey.
Is it possible to create a command that pauses skin shed like the skin option? No. The way that it's set up is it's just a A to B sort of deal. Alderon Matt recommends not even going that far because as soon as you mix skins, you run into issues with displays. Is the best way, I think, is the way they put it. Basically, you're rendering out two skins on top of each other, and it causes issues with loading.
Hmm. Yeah. I think Stego needs good skins. I think, I mean, it's not dimorphism related, but Latin could always use more skins. Oh my gosh. Latin is totally skin starved.
Albert could use them.
Albert could use some, definitely. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. I'd have to sit there with like a list of dinosaur names and go, oh yeah, this is this here. I love when you see multiple species fleeing from something. Yeah, it's a fun moment. I really liked the fire event because everybody was running together. There wasn't a lot of aggression or anything. Everybody was just trying to run for their lives, and you'd see like a lot of different species running together, and it was really cool. You should grow a Latin and imprint on something. Don't threaten me with a good time. Your skin looks amazing. Thank you so much. It's so green. I don't think you see enough green stegos, so I made a green stego. Oh, Iggy skins. I just don't think there's a lot of variety, but I don't think that Iggy's are struggling for dimorphic skin options. Really? That's crazy. I like Stego quite a bit. I didn't know that its plates are asymmetrical. I've never really noticed. Actually, I have noticed that. I think on... Which skin is it? I think it's brown or default? Yeah. You can really tell on the default that they're not lining up.
Mandatory for Picno to have a bald head. Funny enough, technically speaking, we don't have a Picno head, so we don't know 100% if it had horns or not, or if it only had a single horn, etc., etc. What we do know of Allosaurs is that they did have some sort of head ornamentation. I believe it was Rugops that had like a no, I think it was Majunga actually that had a unicorn horn. More than likely, Pykno would either be flat or a single horn. It wouldn't. I think, as far as I'm concerned, Carno's ornamentation is unique in that regard. But even then, it's kind of shifty.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would like it if it was just what's it called? Bald, but that would be encroaching on people's freedom of choice and creativity.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys want the most from the community right now, aside from less reports and situations that could be talked about? I want less doom posting whenever there's a change made. The first reaction from the community, without even trialing any of the stuff that we put out, is, this is the worst change ever, or how is this going to affect the Utah stocks, or PTR doesn't think about anything they do. It's, oh my god, guys. But yeah, it's always doom posting whenever we make a change. Granted, the last change, or the last update log that we posted, got really positive feedback, so that was really exciting to see. And that's not me saying, guys, I hate negative feedback, never give me negative feedback. It's the feedback that is paired with absolutely nothing constructive, or when people are saying, like, this is going to be the worst thing ever, and the change just came out and nobody's even tested it out in game. It's stuff like that that gets a little tiring, and I try to be constructive and I try to explain why the changes are made, which that's why I started putting the reasonings in the suggestion or in the update log. I think that was really helpful with explaining why we made the decisions we made. I think I'm gonna start doing that for every update log, just so people understand like what's going on a little bit better. But yeah, quick negativity, definitely.
So just wait till you see PT's main Discord when it comes to small changes that don't really affect the health of the playable. Oh, good lord.
Any more progress or comments on the temporary invasion of other modded dinos outside of the PT roster? For events only, really. I don't think we'll see a permanent addition to our roster from another modder. We are PT Realism after all. Eventually it would be really cool if we could just be all PT mods.
I mean, that's the plan eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, once more mods come out and we can really kind of kill the vanilla roster a little bit at a time. What the hell?
So depending on a few things, you can look forward to an aquatic event coming up, depending on a few of my friends doing stuff.
Hey! 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 What the? Okay.
Oh, I love critters.
Well, I don't know what happened to them. They just started, whenever the servers came back up, they just started going bonkers. And I did not touch the critter configs. That's, oh gosh. There's a lot that I have to work on. I have to fix herbivore hunger, I have to fix carnivore hunger, I have to fix critters, and I just spent like, a week straight doing nothing but configs, trying to fix the hunger and make them like at a good point, and the feedback was so overwhelmingly positive, and I was like, okay, cool, thumbs up, we fixed hunger. Now hunger's broken again. Never stops, guys. The grind never ends. Where am I going? I have a nest in Darkwoods? Let's go check that out.
Gracious.
Could be problematic if the roster becomes too big in terms of file size. Yep. Big file size, and Popbot contributes to it as well. But big file size contributes to server lag. Hey, get off my desk. Get off my desk. Get off. Get down.
A poor cat. At least when it comes to PT mods, we are looking at roughly, I believe I've managed to get it down to like most mods. Most of my mods are between 300 and 500 megabytes if my memory serves correctly. To put that in perspective, I believe consoles have a 10 gigabyte download capacity.
Preen me. This is so fucked up. What? What is this? What are you telling me? What are you telling me, guy? Whatever.
Not. How have you been lately with your mod workload? It's a never-ending battle, and every second is agonizing.
Oh, I see.
No, but there's some insider changes that I have in mind. I'm just waiting on a few things.
Oh my god, he's so
Oh.
fast. This guy's crazy.
Yep.
I hate you, TT. What the hell?
Oh, trying to tighten the pain, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things planned for PT. Which I'm gonna go ahead and plug it. If you have an experience in any sort of animation and would like to apply PT, just DM Kelscore or I. We're always willing to pay our team.
Guys, the Struthy wasn't useless after all. The Struthy was not useless after all. R.I.P. Brisby. I had this stego since the start of PTR. Alright, guys. You know what it's time for. It's time to metagame. No, I'm kidding. Somebody suggested that we should be a little Latin. I think that's a good idea. What else could we be? We could be a Latin. Should we be male or female?
PT does not currently accept concept artists. We have more than enough concepts from the community and other team members. Our biggest hurdle right now is going to be animators and skin artists primarily. Which current mod project are you the most passionate about and most excited to complete? There's a few. I'm not allowed to talk about 2 of them. But the ones I can is I'm really excited for Ostro and Paleopleiades. Really looking forward to that one.
I'm feeling the jump height subspecies. Bonnabelle Adventure Time fan? Absolutely. I just finished at... I could play Titan. I could play Titan. I've got Killfield. Maybe we could go back to Torvo since that's in our title and we don't want to clickbait people. But I do love me some Latin.
There's been a few things on Kamara. Nothing that I want to bring out into the open, at least not until it's further along. Generally speaking, the PTR team is given the PT's plans, I think, up to like 5 playables ahead for them to make profiles in preparation for. Yeah, I was saying, making a mod is really expensive, and that's why we're always thankful for your donations. It helps keep the server running, it helps keeps PT chugging along.
Thanks for play PT.
Continue to give us your money. Ugh, mods are so fucking expensive.
Yerp.
I think prior to prior to PTR, PT was running at a loss. I think like $700, give or take. We were only making like $300 before, like from donations, before PTR was a thing. Because each play will generally costed between $1,000 to $2,000.
Mm-hmm. What skin are we going, guys? I'm seeing
Nice. If you're
albino.
comfortable answering it, what is the average monthly cost for PTR?
Like how much PTR makes from donations or how much PTR costs to run?
Cost to run, I think.
Oh.
As I said, I'm pretty sure that's more of a call-up question.
Yeah, that's just, I don't really know.
I say it depends on whatever GSH is currently, what their rates are going for right now.
Make it as yellow as possible. It's kind of yellow.
Yeah, how much it costs to run. So we have a deal with a server provider. Love Game Servers Hub. So if you ever want to make a server, recommend going with them. By far the best customer service in comparison to other providers. I think it's a polite way of saying what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely go with Game Server Hub. Their customer service is awesome, and the server, the guy who runs it, is very, very nice and cool. Okay, guys, we'll be albino, but we're actually gonna be albino.
Gonna be blind?
No. We won't be blind, we'll just be very sickly. Ew. Pink. Okay, I saw a question that I missed. Asking again, two things. Has there been any discussion of a Conca engagement limit nerf? I don't know. Not that I've really seen.
So, I mean, I think that would be up to Kia.
Yeah.
I assume they're the one that wrote the profile.
I think Kia wrote the profile. We usually leave the like engagement limits and everything up to the writers of the profile, unless it's like something absolutely insane. Like if Conk had like an 8 engagement limit nerf, I'd be like, whoa, chill out, man. But I haven't really fought Conk, so I don't know how crazy it is. What other realism changes are you going to implement? Let me go sit in a bush. I might starve to death. If I do, that's okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. Hear me out. Hunting methods are going to be more strict. People are going to need to follow their hunting methods better. The only instance where you would not need to follow your hunting method to a T is if you are playing, or if you are trying to hunt something unhealthy, like an albino, something young, or if they are, like, unresponsive. In other words, if you see somebody who has sat in the middle of a field and your dinosaur is approaching their dinosaur and they're completely unresponsive to your approach, you don't need to really do an ambush on them. You can just attack them. Let's see. We're gonna define group conflicts do not require a proper challenge, because they don't. We're going to define that the personality that you apply to your creature does not allow you to deviate from the profile, because I've literally seen people go, well, my guy is confident. They'll be playing something like Struthy, and they'll be like, my Struthy is just really confident. So they'll just, like, aggress apexes. So stuff like that. And then, let's see.
Someone deadass made an alt account just to comment on the stream. That's depressing.
Oh, I just don't comment on it, because if you don't, they get bored. And I don't really care.
That's fair.
Let's see. Creatures near resources or in areas where there is little space to maneuver can be aggressed out of the way for personal space at their own risk. So that's something that we're coming back to. I need to get food, and I'll hop back in the rules in a second. But that's something that we need to further elaborate on, because what that is intended to be is, let's say, for example, you know that, like, really thin... Let's say you were here, and your dinosaur was going down this pathway, and there's just, like, a group of Kalenkins or something, like, sitting at the end of the pathway, and you're playing Torvo. Your Torvo, obviously, you know, you're bigger, you're a little bit more confident, you're just gonna push past those Kalenkins and get to where you need to go. Them standing in the middle of that pathway is not going to, come here, kitty, oh, come here, ooh, come here, baby. Them standing in that pathway is not going to prevent you from going down that pathway, but people have done it to where they'll purposefully sit in these pathways, and then as people are walking by, they'll attack them for entering their personal space, and they'll go, well, you entered my personal space, so I can fight you. And we see it a lot with herbivores, where they'll just sit there and instigate fights. So we're specifying that that is a loophole, and that is something that you can get penalized for. Okay, what else? What else?
Regarding a mods question, PT doesn't gain any money from the download and distribution of mods themselves. We aren't paid per download. We have no, what's it called? Monetary gain for making mods themselves. Kel and I originally got into mod making because we wanted to create content for our friends and I to play around with. Be nice if I was paid per download, because heaven knows, but it's not an option, unfortunately. Oh, and I did look it up. Currently, the Spinosaurus package for Gamer Service Hub is $70 a month.
Thumbs up. It's not bad at
Although
all.
I don't know if that counts for multiple servers or not.
We have 3
Kel
servers.
handles the payments. Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. Okay, here's a rule that we're
Technically
changing.
4.
Currently, during hunts, if the prey escapes line of sight or is unreachable for 2 minutes, the hunt is forfeit. We are removing the unreachable part of that rule. Before you guys freak out and be like, why? I'll tell you why. So we're making it to where only the hunt is only ended if the prey leaves line of sight for 2 minutes, because there have been instances, let's say that I'm playing Megalania and I'm hunting a Utah raptor. And this Utah raptor jumps on this rock. I can't reach them. I can't reach them because I can't jump up here. And this rock doesn't have a way for me to get up. So this Utah sits, and he's like, yeah, I'm safe here. I'm gonna sit here for 2 minutes while this Megalania is just circling me. That's super realistic. That's awesome. No, it's not. You're using meta knowledge. You know as soon as 2 minutes pass, you're safe. So you're sitting on that rock, and you're waiting until 2 minutes pass. And then you're gonna hop off that rock and go, haha, you can't get me. When realistically a hungry predator is going to sit its ass down, and it's going to wait for you to get off the rock. So we're doing that. Same goes for things that enter caves. If they're sitting at the entrance of the cave and they're maintaining eye contact for 2 minutes, I've literally had it to where I chase something into a cave. I'm too big. I can't get into the cave. And they sit at the entrance of the cave and they sit there and they 3-call me. And they do that for 3 minutes straight. And then once 2 minutes passes, they waltz out of there because I can't hunt them anymore. Do you see how that's annoying? So we're taking that away. It's not realistic and it's not fun.
Excuse me.
Any possible changes to hunting/hunting timers or specifications will be brought to it at all? I've had hunts start on me with no intent to pursue just to start a timer so I can't hunt their young. That sucks. Oh, I hear something. Hold on. Oh my god. Hello! Dad! This thing's gonna eat me if it was smart. Or if it was hungry. Oh, there's another one. Mom! I have 2 parents. Oh my god. I have a family. I have a family. Oh my god, more! I have brothers and sisters! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm so happy! This is my life! This is my life now! Wait, don't run from me. I love you, Dad. I love you so much. This is so awesome. Ah! That's awesome. R.I.P. Scuba. Scuba 2. Electric Boogaloo. Okay. Let me check if there's any hunting changes. I think somebody mentioned when we were having the meeting about the changes, there was definitely something brought up about the hunting timers. I just can't remember what it was, and I need to touch base on the timers again, but something is going to happen with the timers. I think it's just, I'm not really sure how we'd approach that rule. I know what you're saying with people like starting a hunt on you and then saying like, you know, so you can't hunt their kids or whatever. I don't really know how we would negate that, because hunting timers are important. They're definitely good to have. I love how unbothered you are with death. I feel so seen right now. Word. I think you should not be afraid to play out the parts of your profile. For example, Latin, not being afraid to die. Or, you know, those were my parents. For all I knew, they loved me and they were going to feed me and they were going to take care of me for the rest of my life. But then they ate me. I don't know that. My dinosaur doesn't know that. I know that. I wanted that to happen. That was funny. Same with my adult dinosaurs. I don't care. The only time I've ever been genuinely sad about losing a dinosaur, I think, was my adult Latin that... Okay, so I used to play WWD, and I brought my Latin from WWD to PTR when we made PTR, and I had her with another camper, and they had tons of babies, and she lived a really long life, and then she died. And I had a revive. I could have revived her. She had never been revived, but... Also, she lived for like 1.5 years, so it was time. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want the tail. The Apato's not my dad, the tail is. Is there any upcoming changes to Rex cording? Currently it's really boring for the male to watch a female secure a kill. Yeah, when they get mono. Oh my god, look how wiggly. This is the best day of my life. What you doing, guy? Wait. Value your life stuff, but if you do that, something so true. We are going to add like a value your life, not a rule because it's going to be really hard for us to moderate, but we're going to add a value your life resource to where we give specific examples of where your dinosaur would more realistically like forfeit an engagement or stay in the engagement. For example, let's say Utah clan is being hunted. Utah clan is hunting something and then they start to lose the hunt and oh no, the tides are turning, things are so terrible. Oh no, our dom pair is going to die or something. Your animal, yes, they care for the dominant pair. However, they're not gonna like kill themselves to save the dominant pair. They don't care that much. So let's say the dominant pair is like 1 shot from dying and your Utah is also 1 shot from dying. Realistically, you should be running for your life. Realistically, you're out of that engagement. But I've seen people like try to dodge and weave to like try to tank attacks for somebody who's about to die. That's not very realistic or value your life there. Another example, let's say, you know, I'm on Campto and I'm being hunted by something and I'm severely outnumbered or outclassed, and instead of doing the realistic thing and running, I am taunting and trying to let them catch me. Or let's say I'm on, you know, I think me and Fork made a video about this, but you know, solo Utah, and I get challenged by something, instead of, you know, forfeiting, I decide, yeah, I'm gonna take on 2 Torvos, because I'm big and bad. That's not very value your life either. So some stuff like that. Just some kind of like guides, because that's not really something that we can properly enforce, because everybody's definition is going to be a little bit different, but it's something that we want people to consider. What if he misclicks on his tail? Then I'm dead. I fully expected to get trampled. I have a nut stuck. Okay. Any changes for TT up and coming? Not that I know of. Oh, word? What are we doing in there? Staff apps will still be a monthly thing. I think we're taking a break in September because we are reworking our behind the scenes system. So we're making some pretty significant changes to how we actually handle our investigation threads and our maintenance behind the scenes. But after that, it'll continue to be updated there. Hi, kitty. Would Lambeosaurus get stricter dimorphism if there were enough skins that fit it? If the profile writer wanted it. Which I think is Stry, maybe? Ooh. Hats nerf when? I don't know. Is Hats still crazy? In game? Hats is pretty strong. I don't fight enough Hatses to really know, though. Alder Realm will nerf it themselves. Yeah, but they got like a high combat weight on PTR. I think it's like 4,800 or 4,700. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Hats too much as a problem. I know the intent was for it to be able to challenge things out of its territory. It might get some profile changes, but stat-wise, I'm not too sure. Why are things allowed to kill me? This is not okay. Sets your health to 0. Ducky, I can't see when you're on my screen. Sorry. I have a cat. Sorry. Ducky, get down. Get down. Come here. Come here. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Okay. Where'd my dad go? There he is. Oh my god. It's so awesome that Apollo loves little guys. I'm living my best life. This is the best dad I could have ever asked for. It's just perfect. Will not be adjusting his own combat weight to better deal with all-around updates heal cycling him. Yeah, every time Nautilus plays PTR, he always god modes himself.
Yep.
Because Naut is not allowed to die on PTR. It's actually it's combat rule 3B.
Whenever I play, I get an innate 2 armor.
Yup. Would value your life also cover forfeiting from posturing alone? A fair few people have been tending to ignore it. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean people are ignoring posturing forfeits? Will there ever be rules against heal cycling in the future, or implementing ways to combat that rule? So that's a big question. That's really the question of the day, guys. Heal cycling there's a lot to it. If we're gonna heal cycle, we have to, or if we're gonna like change heal cycling, we would have to change the entire balancing of the game. We would have to really consider like each dinosaur's combat weight, each dinosaur's engagement limit. We'd have to individually, like last time we did the heal cycling event, it was like over 500 lines of config because of how much I had to do to make sure that nothing could heal, to make sure that certain things were sped up a certain way. Also, it's a pretty significant part of the game. It's kind of balanced around mid-tiers and heal cycling, like the base game itself. So it's a really big undertaking. It's not very easy to combat. Right now we have implemented a new change which might help a little bit with some of the concerns related to heal cycling, which is if your engagement limits go under the legal limit. So for example, if you're I'm gonna use Utah because everybody plays Utah and I feel like it's the easiest thing to really put into perspective. Let's say Utah start a hunt on a para. Paras are huge, Utahs are medium. Medium dinosaurs need at least 3 or more to begin engagements on huges. So if you have 4 Utahs in an engagement and you get knocked down to 3, that's still your legal limit, so you can keep engaging with 3. But once you get down to 2, you need to forfeit. For something like Latin, you need at least 5 to engage larges. So you go down to 4, you can no longer engage that. So there is some limits that we've put on our smaller tier dinosaurs. It's not necessarily with the intent to stop heal cycling, but take engagements with a little bit more of a realistic approach. Plus Alderaan recently just changed the way that things heal, so I don't want to touch it for some time. You love the changes to body rules? That's so awesome. I really like them as well. I really wanted to mess around with them today, but then I hopped on Stego in Latin. Hello. My friends. And my dad. If configs for food breaks when pot gets updated, a huge change to PTR stats like that wouldn't be sustainable. I agree. How did Alderaan change the way things heal? I'm not fully sure. Do you know how to explain that a little bit better than I could?
What do you mean?
The changes that Alderaan made towards the way that things heal.
They haven't, to my knowledge.
Everybody's saying that they have. Everybody's saying that things are healing at like similar rates now. Or faster.
No. No.
Oh. Well, I guess they have it.
Are you referring to that one thing with the EO in Latin? Or...
Potentially.
I think I put some numbers in Firewatch chat like a few hours after that happened. I think Latin only takes 100 and something. Actually, hold on. Let me just see what I said instead of talking out of my ass.
Come here, guy. The other thing that Alderaan broke was my Apex critters not attacking things.
Okay. EO currently has 1100 health and 1.9 health recovery. It takes roughly 578 seconds to heal to full while standing. Latin, or Lighten, whatever you have pronounced it, has 400 health and 2.78 health recovery. It takes 143 seconds to heal to full while standing. So that's a significant change, or significant difference. One thing that people could be talking about is possibly the QA testers' stats. They changed how some of the apexes are, making them closer to 4 slots again for the 5th time. But in terms of like overall heal rates now, they haven't really changed.
Okay. I see why baby dinosaurs feel broken. I'm curious about the Argent bodies spread around the map. How is it realistic to hunt when close to them since they are not toxic meat? Honestly, it's up to interpretation. Some dinosaurs in profile prefer fresh meat. Some dinosaurs in profile might prefer to scavenge. Some dinosaurs in profile would not eat from those corpses, and also if there's your dinosaur also doesn't really know how much meat is left on the body. Could be anywhere from 5%, could be anywhere from 100%. So we don't want to make corpses a safety measure, because then you're going to have people also hanging out in the POIs where the corpses are and then running past them and going, oh, you have done this, you can't hunt me. So don't want that to happen. I'm gonna die. This is my death. watch this. Oh shoot, I don't have marks. My dad! Yeah, I saw that coming from a mile away. That is also true. Exactly what Vivid said. The bodies are more for roleplay, but also if you can't get a good food source, they're there if you need to eat them. But it's not a situation where you're forced to eat a body over hunting another player. Too many stipulations that would come with that. I worry about people camping the bodies to be safe. I worry about profile breaks, because let's say I was I was in a big Latin pack and a Lambia runs by and we're like, oh, we can try to hunt the Lambio, but then we run past an Argent corpse and then the lamb's like, well, why didn't you guys eat from the Argent corpse? It's in the rules that you must eat from the corpse first. But per profile, Latin doesn't like to scavenge like that. They like fresh food because they're clean freaks. Critters got bumped down back to vanilla food values. They barely give any food again. So critters, I don't know what's going on with them. Were you on an adult or were you on a baby when you were eating from a critter? Because critter values, I've noticed, have completely... Yeah, we don't know why. It sucks big time. Really? Oh, they slow me down. Oh, my X turn's broken. There we go. Well, that fucked me over. Oops. They're all on death scars. So this is exactly how my last Torvo died, is Serratos. Okay. Do they have a shove, right? Yeah. That was good, that was good, that was good. I can't see the other one. Damn. Here's the thing about getting far. I really can't afford to lose sight on the ones that I can see. That is a fucking Achillo. Okay, we live these. Word. And that's why you don't cliff camp. I guarantee you, if I sat my butt on a cliff and I waited for them to come to me, they would have just kept running behind me and jumping off a cliff. But if you stay active, you keep them on their toesies. But we gotta find a spot to... Yeah, yep. I'm just trying to avoid being too close to the main lake. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I completely thought I was screwed when my X turn did not X turn. And when I went to the left instead of going to the right, I thought I was dead. Cliff camping does make a fight boring. Can you still cliff camp? Yeah, you can cliff camp. The rule is, I'll show you guys in a second. Let me just, I want to stop panting and then I'll show you guys. See, having competitive strike threw me off. I like to run the bunker buster now. And so when I right clicked, I was expecting bunker buster and then I got shatter point and I was like, oh. But I'll show you the cliff camp rule. We're not panting anymore, so I'm okay to walk around. I want to go wash off my wounds anyway. But this is how the cliff camping rule works. So if you were to see, you see when you get too close to the edge and you start to float, a lot of people will do this because they think the closer to the edge they get, the better. See how my feet are completely off as well? That would be unrealistic. All the cliff camping rule means is that you can cliff camp, but you need to be at least half a body length away from the edge of the cliff. So instead of being on the very edge like this, you need to be like here. I'll find a better cliff. That one's not a very good example because it's very short. We'll find a better cliff later, but I hope that kind of explains it a little bit. New Torvo ability, when did this happen? Torvo got some changes a while ago, and it looks like this. It increases with each hit, and it's awesome, and I love it. Oh, this is exactly what I need. Okay. And I think we're gonna give ourselves an injury since I hit death scars, and that sucked. Did you notice the turn speed nerf? Did Torvo get a turn speed nerf?
Yeah.
What?
I reduced its trot turn speed and the turn in place by like 7%, which translates to like 3. So it's not that big of a difference.
Oh, I was gonna say it already turns so slow.
It turns pretty good for its size.
I have a nerf. Don't look at that. That's not accurate. Injury. Yes, I applied a leg injury to myself since I hit death scars, which dampens my speed. And I just got a safe log to get rid of it. Sickly's working. Sickly and sick are working, yeah. I was hoping we could get one of those Seratos so I could check out the new body down stuff. I think Baby Hunger is definitely broken, and playing Baby Latin kind of helped show that needs to be fixed. It's always something. So I'll have to work on that tomorrow after work. Yeah, leg is brand new. I'm not sure. Leg is to emulate broken legs, so it's pretty severe. I'll show you leg too. Or leg 1, sorry. This is leg 1. So it's pretty rough, and then if you run. So leg 1 is very significant, and then if you do leg 2, I'm walking better, and I can actually trot a little bit. It's kind of like a Z walk, except you're not. In Sickly's, I wish they did too, so I actually found a way to make it to where like you could get the broken bone effect, but I decided not to do it because it's really ugly. And you just have the big old legs, like broken bones sticking out of the side of your dinosaur. Yeah, it's really bad. Oh shoot, I don't even want to be in Big Quill. I forgot that I was trying to make my way to Desolate. I think what we'll do is we'll make our way to Desolate. I think that's where my Torvo is gonna stake his claim, and then we'll go ahead and turn the stream off. It's about to be nighttime though. Can an ability make you equip a different animation? I don't know, because, like, for example, if you think of Berserker or something, like, your eyes will glow red, and you'll have, like, steam coming out of your mouth and stuff. But for, like, these types of animations, I don't think so. What are your favorite Torvo skins? Just a second, I'll show you. I'm gonna get to this cave first. Which this Aquilo might be sleeping in, so I'm gonna push him out. My favorite Torvo skins. Okay, word. 1 second. I like filigree. I like society. I'll have to show you my female society skin. She's so pretty. I like canyon, but only like one variation of it. I think if the colors on canyon were a little bit more like, if the male display colors were like a little bit more arid toned instead of like blue, purple, and green, I think it would be a perfect skin. But I like the white and I like the black. And I really like, I like Jaeger, filigree, clouded is good. I really like molten. I like this female molten. Hold on. Let me show you. I want to make this into a Torvo at one point. I just really like the green underbelly. Torvos do like shrubland. Torvos dislike plains and dense forest. Taliqui is a good skin as well. You can get some pretty colors on this skin actually. Hold on. Wait, I can be rainbow Torvo. Kinda. That's cool. My male, I think we're gonna do Desolate for, and then my female claims Stego Mountain. This area over here, and we hunted our Big Quill quite a bit. I think for Desolate, we'll do Desolate and we'll hunt in around Hot Springs, and maybe if we're feeling up to it, maybe travel to GP. Is Not still alive? Not, are you still alive?
Oh.
I think Not's working on stuff, and I'm yapping. My
Yeah.
bad. You don't have to stay NBC.
No, you're perfect. I was say I'm fine sticking here. I'm programming stuff.
Word, word. You had a skittled colored Torva, probably Badlands. Badlands gets a little crazy. Torvo has easily become my favorite large playable. I like the profile and I like the dino. It's a cool dino. I feel like it's very, very good to play on as well. I think its solo survivability is actually pretty decent. Aloe's good. I like Aloe's profile. I had an Aloe and then a Rex ambushed me and I couldn't even be mad because Rex never gets any Ws, so. You play solo Torvo all the time? Why have I never run into you? I'm always on solo Torvo. Hello, Dino John. Would it not be possible to have two commands, one that gives you the effect but no bone, and one that gives you the bone? The bone break works differently than the slow effect. So the slow effect can be permanent until you safe log, whereas the bone break I think only lasts for a maximum of like 5 minutes. So you'd have to be consistently reapplying it, but it's just very ugly. I mean, I could. I think I can make a command like that, because if I type commands like here, I can apply it, but I'm not sure if I can do that with Popbot. Picno's profile is so silly. I'm not sure. I don't think the conch profile writer has really said anything that they want to do with it quite yet. Is it possible to have an effect modded in to be applicable using commands somehow? I don't know. Hello, fart. The event teaser. Oh, are you talking about the one with the tail? It's a let me in. That was crazy. Anyway, it's a Kaiwekia. It's a Kaiwekia event. Thumbs up. I don't know. Let me check on the status of that event, because I actually got no idea. I know what it is. It's not my place to say. It's their event, you know? It's up to them. Looks like That'll be a pretty cool event from what I'm seeing. No, there's not a Kai event, sorry. There's an event teaser posted on our events channel. It's a tale of something. But it's not my place to say. It's their event. I'm not gonna tease it. I'm not gonna, cause they probably want to tease it, so I'm not gonna do that. What was that? That was a Suko. Scared the shit out of me. There's something stomping around outside as well. Yeah, nobody's been asking questions for a bit, and that's okay. We answered a lot at the start of the stream there, so things are going to die down. I like doing this on Torvo. So Torvo likes to stare at things, and Torvo also really likes to sniff. So wherever I see people have just walked, I like to kind of smell their path a little bit and smell their little footsteps. It's very, very cool. Hats, dive bombing, hunting behavior sounds dumb, but I'd like to see it in profile. I think that'd be funny. But I think they take a ton of damage when they dive bomb. So I don't know if they would realistically do that, but it's kind of silly. If you could change anything about the server without worrying about upsetting people, what would it be? Oh man. I would make Utah clans have 6 online at a time. instead of 8. I actually have to think about that question a little bit harder, because I'm sure there's other things that I'd do, I just don't exactly know what it would be off the top of my head. There's been a lot of things where I'm like, man, I would totally do this if I could, but you ask me in the moment and I'm gonna shrug.
Good lord.
Sorry. Chat, wait! I don't escape this. I fear for my life. You son of a bitch. Help me. Wait. Wait, I don't think I fit in there. Ooh. Let's go! Help! Ah! My bad, guys. I did not mean to. Anyway. Okay. I love PTR. It was a very well hidden TT. Very good ambush. I wonder if that Io knew. He's being very sneaky. My bad, not.
You're fine. Surprised me.
Oh no. Hold on. Okay, we're good. If I still had that leg injury on, that would have been over. It would have been over for me. But we're good. We're chilling. We're in a dislike territory, so I'm gonna schmoove. See, for example, this spot here, if something came by that I wanted to hunt, I would not be able to tell if this is dense forest or if this is woodlands, and I'm pretty sure on the map this might be dense. So we're gonna be trying to fix that up because right now it's way too hard to tell. Sachi moment. W. Yeah, that's dense. I wouldn't be able to tell. On the top there are some more dense parts, but on towards like the coastline. Yeah. They're not going to be combined, but it will. I kind of thought about combining them just for ease of access, but there are some spots that are definitely more sparse, such as, for example, Grand Plains. You can't tell me that Grand Plains has the same denseness as Darkwoods or Birch. So we're just going to be making them a little bit more accurate, because I think a lot of our concern was when we were labeling parts of the map, we wanted to try to spread things out a little bit. In which case it just kind of made things a little more complicated. Tiny bit between Big Hill and Green Hills. It's dense, I think. Really? That doesn't seem right. Biggest problem with the current mapping is pocket biomes. Yeah. I heard a TT. This guy hates TTs. TTs and Seratos. Chat, what do you think about making the swamp a universal biome? I love the swamp. I think more things should come to the swamp all the time. So instead of making it dense forest, what if it was just awesome? What if it was just what if it was just
saltwater?
cool? Yeah, exactly. That way things won't. Well, I guess there's the middle island. I just like the swamp. And I wish I could be in the swamp as a Torvo. branches and reeds. Okay. Oh, hell. Guys, does TT have a shove? Need an answer ASAP. Is that a giga? Oh, that's a giga. Never mind, we're chilling. I was gonna run up and we were gonna try to shove him off the cliff. But that's a giga, so I think we're actually fine. It's not that I was unbothered. Well, I guess I was a little bit unbothered. If I wanted to run from the Giga, I could. Whereas the TT, I think if I didn't find that cave, I think I might have been screwed there. I love the distant calls so much. Yeah, I do. If you want to. I think I also have it from my perspective. It was kind of crazy. My Torvo's nonchalant attitude, real. I think Torvo's hunger is good. I thought it might have been lower than what we needed, but we haven't eaten in a while, and it's pretty good still. What's going on here, buddy? got a wig beat. Ooh. I don't know. All right. Where do you want me to go? At Tuco. Escort me. Are you hunting me? Where am I going? Which way? Hello? Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Seems to be fine. Oh. If it was nighttime, I'd probably... Do they get an attack buff at night? Okay. Can I keep going this way, or are you gonna push me into plains? Because I don't want to go into plains. Yeah, that's the thing, Fart. I was considering it because I just got here. I don't really want to leave. I wanted to live here, but I was below half and it was really confident, so we lose those. It's okay. My Torvo has suffered a lot of loss today, but we're alive at least. Yeah, take care, take care. Wait, there's something here. Gatsby, get off my keyboard! Gatsby, get down. Gatsby, come here. Oh, you're so big. Oh, you're so big. What is it? He doesn't know. crickets be? Is that a lurd? It's an Iggy. I'll be honest, I don't know what the Torvo Iggy matchup looks like.
Not very good.
I'm already missing health. Okay, it saw me for sure. Oh. I don't know what the Torvo Yoon matchup is. Guys, I'll be honest, I don't ever hunt alone for like large creatures. Wait, my house is so prosperous, but I'm too scared to do anything right now. My Torvo's shaken up. No, I'm not injured with the command anymore. Do not perceive me. Yeah, Yoon's a little crazy. Oh. This is a cute little pocket. Can you get up this way? You can. No. This is a nice little pocket. Let's see what else is up here. We might, I think next stream, perhaps, we build a nest, because we have to go get materials. So I think next time we'll go build that nest. Yeah, there's a large cave. But I kind of like the little natural pockets of places. I think it's kind of cool to build there instead of in a cave. Let's see what's up here. My Torvo is a vegetarian right now. The only thing I've eaten is salt, root, and melons. Oh, there's so many melons up here. Wait, my kids will be vegetarians too. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, this is home. This is home for now, until something goes terribly wrong. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the stream here, because I've been at this for almost 3 hours, and I'm getting tired, and I want to go play Wizard 101. So, bye-bye. It's been
Bye-bye.
very fun. Bye not. Yes, it has been very fun talking with everybody. I will try to do more of these. When we get more updates put out, we'll do another community stream and we'll talk about the next updates. Where can I get an unban from an appeal? I don't a link or nothing. Can someone help me? Can you... What's your Discord name? And I'll look into it. If you didn't get an appeal, you might have gotten a permanent ban, but if you were told that you should be able to appeal, I'll look into it. I'll have to see why you got banned though. Wizard 101, is it 2008? Yeah. It is. Okay. Goodbye.